doing, living my life and trying to figure it out until I die.
Mm-hmm.
And all I know is I'm here. So let's keep on going, ride it out,
Yeah.
it's going to be over before you know it. And that's the other thing about suicide. It's going, dude, why you want to kill yourself? It doesn't make sense. I mean, it doesn't make sense to me, even no matter what you're going through or how hard it is. It doesn't make sense. And I understand there are people that want to die and legitimately probably should. People that have terminal diseases and people are sick and I know when you're having a panic attack, it's like all you want to do is die and you want it to stop. I get it. My point is, listen to this line in this song, and maybe that'll give you a few seconds to not pull the trigger.
That's good. Yeah, because I don't want people to just end their lives because of this. I mean, of something that could be trivial. A panic attack is something
Right,
that's temporary. You don't want to make
right,
a permanent
right.
decision for a temporary problem.
Right.
So.
Well, when people have problems, they have panic attacks that bring them on. And so the panic attack, the cause of the panic attack is whatever the trauma is they're going through. And that's why. And so compound, the only way to get out of it is just end it. And I've felt those feelings before. And, I have empathy for that, but I
You had
still
panic
say
attacks?
I've had them,
How did you deal with it?
that voice inside my head. Some people, they say half the people in the world have a voice in their head and the other half don't. I have a voice that talks to me, never stops talking to me. And when it was happening, it says, hang on, you get over this. Just hold on. You're not going to die. You're going to be okay. Just breathe. You're okay. And the rest of the time, the world is crushing down on me. But that voice I've always had that voice no matter what's happened in my life. That voice stops and says, just calm down. And I go into this little world and I just let it ride out. I remember going over a cliff into a 25-foot bayou when my car hydroplaned going 50 miles an hour down the feeder road in Texas. And my car ended up in the water and sunk up to the window. But about 2 hours before that, it was all the way up to the brim because in Texas, the water would always come up 25 feet in the bayou and then would go down real quick. So I was lucky. And I've always had a thing about if you ever are in your car and you hit the water, what are you going to do? And I remember I was going over the gully thing. My car was sliding and I was going into the water. And I remember I put my finger on the window and rolled the window down before I hit the water. And then I remember when I hit the water, I unbuckled my belt and looked around and saw the car wasn't sinking no lower than the water was almost about to come through the window. It hadn't started to seep to the rest of the car yet. And I thought, it's not going to sink. So get out of the car, grab your phone. And I stood on top of the car and called a wrecker and a friend of mine. And they couldn't find me at first because the car was so low that you couldn't see it off the highway. And so I'm going, well, they can't find me. So what do I do? And so I jumped in the water and it was up to my waist, which was lucky. Somebody told me that the water moccasins should have bit me. But I walked through the water and back up to the top of the hill and waved the wrecker and the policeman came. And but that voice in my head just kept saying, you're okay. Because I'm afraid of water and I can't swim.
Oh, shit.
And I've always gone over this in my head. What'll happen if you go over that bridge and hit that water? What are you going to do? And I've in my head, don't panic. Remember, just make sure there's air in your stomach and you'll float. Don't worry. You'll be okay. There's all these things there's this, like I said, all my whole life, there's a voice that's always talked to me. Wow, that was a lot of yakking. Sorry.
That's I never heard that story before.